Welcome to Dark Sorcery. I'm Alfredo Martinez, and I have with me my man, Ace the Goblin. Ace, good to have you back on the channel.
I'm glad to be back, my brother. I'm glad. I
Yeah,
love everything you're doing, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I like everything you're doing with music. You know, there needs to be more hip hop music in the occult scene.
Yeah,
And yeah,
definitely.
man, we're just putting this out there. Uh, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Magick. First of all, now let's talk about meditation first. How important do you think is meditation?
That is a great question, my brother, because, man, to me personally, meditation is very essential when it comes to all spiritual practices. And that reason being is because to access one's magical abilities, psychic abilities, astral travel abilities, one has to go into meditation, whether it's slight meditation or deep meditation, to access the inner dimensions and open those inner vortexes within so we can access our power.
Right. It's important because I think a lot of people need to tune out from all the distractions that go on in our society. There's so much distracting, so much negativity and drama with everybody. Um, so
Right.
much so much television, movies,
Yeah.
streaming, everything to distract the common man. We need to
Right.
say, you know what? I need to just tune out and then just see, focus on the spirit world and just look inward and just get that information.
Right. And I also tell a lot of people that, with meditation, it goes very far with your path because it helps build patience. You know what I'm saying? One of the main things that meditation builds is patience. And meditation can help with, anxiety, feelings of stress, all of that good stuff. And through meditation, you know, I've told people many times over the years that I take meditation very seriously because it comes very naturally to me. A lot of people they have a hard time doing it, and I just tell them you just got to thrust yourself in it. And once you really get a feel of how it feels to enter a deep state of meditation, you will
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Okay, okay. Now, I've noticed that in some of your songs you mentioned Aleister Crowley.
Okay.
Now, what about Aleister Crowley do you admire the most?
Do I admire the most? Well,
Yeah.
I admire that he is primarily a left-hand path and the magic. I love the deep ceremonial, to be exact, magical workings that Aleister Crowley has taught and practiced himself. I like how in a couple of documentaries I've seen that he has, battled against right hand path magicians who try to tell you, who try to look down upon certain practices and rituals and spells considering black magic, you know.
Mhm.
And he battled that. And not only that, he was a pioneer, what I'm saying, in his time, like, John D, Edward Kelly, all those good names, and Aleister Crowley. A lot of people look down upon him. But I tell people, I say, man, I've seen and read a lot about Aleister Crowley, man. And he was a real one. You know what I'm saying? He was a real practitioner, you know what I'm saying, who took magic to different levels for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, is there any particular book of Aleister Crowley's that you feel you're drawn to or that you like the most?
Um, well, I have one right here. I'd say I like this book a lot,
Book of Lies. Okay.
the Book of Lies, because it's a lot of, philosophical knowledge written in this and just short passages and short sentences and things like that. And it's things that you can really take with you along your life, along your path.
Hmm. Yeah, I have a lot of his books in my library. I also have 777, the Book of the Law.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
a lot of good stuff. Now, you had mentioned that you you are into also, theistic Satanism and Levian Satanism.
Yeah. So I'll explain that. So the reason, because there's two distinctions between the two for a reason, because some people choose either side. But me personally, I choose both sides because I love Levian Satanism because it deals with a lot of carnal and mundane earthly magic,
Yeah.
using the mind to control, our reality and our life. And also theistic Satanism or spiritual Satanism, it also deals with the astral and the other side of magical practices that we delve into. And because I like it because Satan and all of these beings, they are archetypes of ourselves. They represent aspects of nature and us, but they also have forms and exist on the astral plane as well, that we can either go to the astral plane and actually commune with face to face, or summon them forth here in the now in our ritual.
Okay.
But
Um
as far as like, and I don't mess with theistic Satanism to an extent. I'm not a worshiper of Satan. I'm a
yeah,
worshiper of yourself mostly because that's what
right.
Satan really teaches. So I don't really get on the side that I worship Satan, but we revere Satan as a high figure.
Right.
Lucifer, all these demonic beings, because they
I'm with
represent
you on
us
on that.
and they teach us, how to be truly satanic. And to be truly satanic is to be free, to be liberated from all tyranny and all chains and bonds, and to just live the way that you please and harm none.
Yeah, and hail thyself, because I think that a lot of times what Christianity or Abrahamic religions do is tear down people's self-esteem and make it to where, like, oh, I'm not, God is everything and I'm nothing, and you know but it is good to give yourself some credit. You know what I mean? I mean, you need
Oh
that
yeah.
to help keep going on your spiritual path and to ascend. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree. I agree. In the Christian religion, they break down your spirit, to levels that is just very wrong, you know?
Yeah.
You
Not
know,
only that, when you put yourself down a lot, it does affect your health.
yeah, yes. I tell people that all the time, that's why I tell people, focus on what makes you happy and what brings you up, because this is what I've learned early in my spiritual awakening path is that energy goes, energy flows where focus goes.
I
So
like
what
that.
you focus on, if you're constantly thinking about everything that's bringing you down, all this stuff, you're only going to manifest more of that. So I tell people, try to focus and just keep pushing. No matter, life is made, this reality, this 3D holographic reality is made to bring us down and bring us struggles. We incarnated here for that, but to overcome.
Hmm.
That's also what black magic is. It is to become greater, to ascend, to overcome our struggles in life.
Right. Now, what do you admire most about the Satanic Bible?
Well, now, let me think on that. I'd say because I've read it front to back, like
Yeah.
at least twice, and I love it because it is so real. A lot of people talk down on Anton LaVey, but the things I've seen and what he writes in the Satanic Bible, it really sets you free in the mind. Just by reading it, you see that, damn, this is where it's at. This is the real stuff. This is because it doesn't give you you know right hand path, lies about some other place or some place that you need to get to. It tells you about
Yeah.
here and now, and that we are here in the now. And not only should we focus on our spirit, but we should focus on the physical and carnal success as well. And people get that wrong. They think, oh, physical success, it should just be all about money and things like, no, it's not about that. You can gain success in this physical world and make a name for yourself beyond those means, beyond luxury and money and all that. That's one thing that I don't hold as high regard. I don't care for that. Yeah, it will come. Yeah, we all like to treat ourselves and look good, dress good, buy nice things. That's cool. But that should not be one's main focus. No.
I think maybe some practitioners maybe will focus on making money in the occult and not focus so much on, you know, bringing about, liberating themselves and others through knowledge and following their path. It can, there are some occultists that tend to just focus on making money and, getting clients. And
That's true.
eventually you got, even artists, I'm sure there's occult artists out there who they start out, spiritual, and then they get, oh, it's all about, money. How many streams do I got? How many
Right.
people's listening, not
They
focusing
lose,
so much on themselves.
right.
Go
They
ahead.
lose the passion for the art of all of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they get blindsided by that, you know? And they also they just want money, and they lose the sight of working on themselves as well, because this path is an ongoing path. The path of knowledge in the occult, it is a never-ending path. You will never be at oh, you made it. No, it's always ascension,
Mm-hmm.
progression, always. And another thing I like about the Satanic Bible is that I just remembered one chapter in there, and it's the one chapter titled God Wanted Dead or Alive. And that chapter talks a lot about how about God and how the Christian church uses the devil to to their advantage, to control people, to make the masses conform to their religion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Me personally, I also like the satanic points in
Yeah,
that, like reading through that.
definitely.
Very
Yes.
eye-opening. Now you're a satanic rapper. Now, what for someone who wants to become a satanic rapper and starting out, I know there's a lot of heat they're going to get from the public and from other artists who are ignorant or don't know much about the occult. What advice would you give them to someone who wants to start out in that path?
Well, my advice to the soon to be satanic artist, whether it's a rapper or metal singer, whatever,
Mm,
I say go for it, no matter what, because I tell people the left hand path is the most shunned path of all, even by our own fellow right hand path magicians and occultists,
mm,
because they still have Christian programming in their mind. So I tell people, don't let what others say or do discourage you from doing what is calling you. If to be a satanic artist is calling you, do that. Don't let anybody bring you down. And also another thing for the satanic rappers out there, specifically, because I know a lot of devil shit artists who, and this is I don't really want to attack them. This is kind of an attack, but a lot of devil shit artists out there who claim to be satanic, they give us a wrong image because they only promote pseudo Satanism, which is what a term I learned from my good homie Neuron, who's also a part of Infamous Six. And he talks about how a lot of rappers are pseudo Satanists because they think that, oh, you want to be devil shit, you want to be a satanic rapper, oh, it's all about killing and murder and just evilness. Now, let me tell you, is that is not satanic. That is horrorcore. That isn't devil shit. To be evil and all that, that's just horrorcore. To be satanic is to be free and liberated, and to be an individual soul, have the Luciferian spirit burning within you, the black flame. And to not fall into that is to not think that being satanic is being evil, like I've witnessed many underground satanic artists do. That's
mm,
not the way. So if you want to be a satanic artist, anybody out there, just follow and study the true ways of Satanism. And then you will learn because a lot of these people haven't. really studied Satanism. They just
Hmm.
have this wrong image also promoted from Hollywood that this is just all evil and that to
Hmm.
be satanic and to be devil shit is to be evil. No, it's about invoking infernal names, doing powerful rituals and spells and controlling your life, activating your black flame, helping your neighbor who
Right.
seeks help. You know what I'm saying? And give love to people who deserve that love.
Hmm. And you
Just
could
like,
probably just, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but just like it says in the Satanic Bible, we're not like Christians and say love everyone because you can't, and everybody doesn't deserve the love. And if you do so, if you do have that mindset, it will take away from the love that needs to be given to those people that actually deserve it in your life.
Right. Right. You could probably tell just by listening to a lot of the satanic artists who's really on the path and who's just in it just for recognition.
Yeah, who's just using it as a gimmick. That's another word. A lot of these artists, they are just gimmick rappers. You know, they're horrorcore. I commend them for that, but they use devil shit as a gimmick and they give us Satanists a wrong image, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Now, do you believe in the threefold law?
The threefold law? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good question. Now, me personally, no, I do not. I don't believe that if you cast a certain spell, no matter what spell, even if it's a hex or a curse or any type of baneful magic, it's not going to come back to you, especially not 3 times or 5 times or 10 times stronger. You see, magic doesn't bounce around like that. When you actually do a spell or a curse, because some people don't know how, they tend to do a spell and then they think about it. Now, what this does, it brings the spell energy right back down and it doesn't manifest in the world, in your reality. When you
Hmm.
do a spell, you do it, and then you completely occupy your mind with something else and completely forget about it. Don't think about it at all. And um, the threefold law, no, magic doesn't bounce around. When you actually send a curse or a spell out to do manifest in the world, it is going to go do its job and it will manifest there. And that's all there is to it. It's not coming back to you. No way.
Hmm.
I do
Yeah,
have to say, I do have to say that belief is everything. So
yeah,
if a witch believes that, then that's what you will get because our
yeah.
life,
It's all about intent.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I don't choose to believe that because that's that's fearful thinking. That's Christian programming to me.
It is.
Because if somebody done a curse on you, you have every right to either send that curse back or even do a curse of your own upon them. That's your
Mhm.
every right. It's not gonna come back upon you and fuck you up. No.
Now, you had said that sometimes work solo, sometimes you work with deities. What deity would you say that you find yourself working with the most, or that you have the most experience with?
I would say I have a couple. I would have to say one would have to be, of course, Lucifer. I've done a lot of evocation and invocations of Lucifer.
Right.
I would have to say Set, Abaddon. Um, I've worked with a lot of Necronomicon spirits, books of the dead, and things like that. I work with Kali a lot. I tend to always end up doing a Kali meditation, and Kali mantras and chants and things like that. And
Mm.
who else? I'd have to say maybe a little bit of Beelzebub. I've worked with him a lot more over these years. After I had my dream with him, after he came to me in a dream, before I started working with him, he came to me in a dream. And then that made me want to work with him even more.
Okay. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about music. Let's talk about hip hop. Okay.
Yes.
Now, um, we are going to get it more into your music and what your albums and songs that you're coming out with later on. For now, what would you say needs to change in the rap game?
Wow. That is such a good question, bro.
Yeah.
Because, man, I have a lot to say about the rap game, man. I have a lot to say about the industry. And what I have to say, what needs to change is that people need to, the industry mostly needs to allow underground artists to also be shown on the forefront, especially horrorcore. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's horrorcore doesn't mean you have to hide your children from it. It's an art form. They don't hide their children from horror movies. I mean, some parents do, but come on, this is an art form, and this is what we
Yeah,
like to.
they don't just blacklist horror movies on Netflix. It's there for everybody to see. So, you
Exactly.
know, yeah, horrorcore and satanic rap should be in that same category, just out there, more
Right.
easily accessible to.
Yes, and not just that, but in the mainstream industry of rap, in the rap game, is that what needs to change is all of this trendy stuff. And everybody just wants to make that one hit song to be on the radio, and all of this bullshit rap about, just luxury things, sex, all this off the wall things instead of no knowledge. I think a lot of more knowledge and teaching needs to be incorporated because music is a powerful programming tool and they know what they're doing. The elites, this is why they push a bunch of bull crap rap music and why a lot of people don't even like rap because of what they're pushing, because they're programming the young people's minds. Because when I say music is a very powerful thing, even in school, they teach certain things in a melody, in a way, because you remember it, it sticks in your subconscious mind even more than if it was just talking. But when it's through a
See,
music and you hear it over and over, it sticks.
I remember back in the day, rap music told a story that you mentally in your head could follow, and it was very deep. And I think that's what had a lot to do with pushing it to the mainstream and getting it out there for more people to hear. But now a lot of the rap music is just, how much money do I have? Look at all this money I got.
Right.
And some,
Fraudulent
or just
beats.
lyrics that just don't make any sense. It's like,
Right.
what's the point of the song?
Right. And I personally just don't like all the fraud. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get diamonds and get a lot of money, but that's not really showing any talent. And another thing that needs to change is all of these artists. Every time I see a new artist, when they're not underground like myself, they're all doing the same thing. They're working on the same style. They aren't bringing their own style. They see, oh, he made it with this, so I'm going to do the same thing, but
Yeah,
just add my own lyrics to it. I think that needs to change because there's just too much rap going around. It just sounds the same.
it is. It is. I mean, like I was saying back, like I was saying on our last video, back in the day, you had West Coast rap, East Coast rap, Dirty South. You got all these different styles. Now, a lot of people there's no distinction.
Right.
A lot of the mainstream just is the same.
It
And
is.
it's unfortunate,
Right.
because I believe in creativity.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
another thing, I don't want to hate on them. I don't want people to really look down on me. I don't care. But I just say that when it comes to rap, I think a lot of the singing and all the auto tune just needs to go because rap didn't start with auto tune and all this wanting to sing in your rap and then rap and then you want to sing and stuff. Me personally, I can't get jiggy with it. I can't jam it.
mm-hmm.
I like real rap, real lyricism, just straight spitting,
Stuff that speaks to your soul.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
and you can feel it. You can just feel it inward.
Right.
Yeah. What rapper would you say you listen to the most for the lyrics?
Um, well, I listen to a lot of Gangsta Nip. I listen to Twisted Insane. I listen to Tupac for his lyrics. I listen to a lot of underground Memphis dark rappers because a lot of them they spit a lot of real stuff, real music. Um, I have to say who else? You know, even mainstream artists like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, Eminem, they spit some real stuff, and compared to what mainstream is today.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I have to say, um, I guess that's it.
Okay. Well, now, what
I listen
rapper
to a
would you
lot of
say you?
rappers and a lot of artists. I do.
Okay, yeah, I listen to a whole lot too. What rapper would you say you listen to most for their beats? What rapper would you say has, the dopest beats?
Ah, man, that's hard because it's hard to pick just one because I like a plethora. I'm very versatile, so I like a lot of when it comes down to it, I really
Yeah.
like Player Posse and artists like DJ Sound,
Hmm.
36 Mafia, Project Pat, Trumason and Killers, basically Memphis. When it comes to Memphis rap, I really love their
Okay.
beat and funk music, where Memphis originated from.
Right. Okay. Do you have a favorite Chicano rapper? For those of you who don't know, Chicano rap is Mexican American rap. Anyone who knows me knows I have a big collection of that. My Instagram page, I'm into that. Lil Rob, Mr. Criminal, Darkroom Familia. Do you have any favorite rap artists there?
I do. I recently got into Dark Room Familia. I've been
Okay.
jamming a lot of them with Sir Dino.
Yeah.
I like Mr. Shadow, Hella,
Mr.
and
Shadow, yeah.
I think there's another one, but I can't think of it. But those two right there
Uh-huh.
are very much two of my
Oh,
favorites because I have to say this. My homie, my roommate who I live with, my good brother, he's actually Chicano. He's a horrorcore left-hand path rapper just like me.
okay. Okay.
And he put me on Dark Room Familia and a couple other Chicano rap.
Right. Right on. Right on. Now, let's talk a bit about where the music business is going. So back in the day, music business, music was, cassettes, then it went to CD records, cassettes, then it went to CDs, then it went to from CDs to digital. Where would you say music is going next?
I say I think it's just gonna stay digital, to be honest. I think it's just, technology is taking over
Yeah.
and more about streams. It's just gonna be about like, the streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube Music, iTunes. I think in the next coming years, those things are really gonna thrive and grow even more. And
Hmm.
people are gonna start, jumping on that wagon.
Yeah, I mean, it's already to the point to where CDs are starting to become collector's items and going for insane amount of money online.
Right.
So,
And
uh,
one thing I say is that people are still buying CDs and even tapes. Like I was on a Twisted Insane live last week, and he
mm,
showed us a tape of his own, a cassette tape that he still plays of his own music. And I'm like,
hmm
people still have that. I'm
like
really
some,
young, so I never had a cassette tape or a cassette player or anything like that. I was born in 2000. So when I
okay,
was young, I had a Walkman. I had a CD player. My mother got me.
yeah.
And but I never had the luxury of even vinyls or cassettes.
hmm Back in the day, well, first of all, I want to say that a lot of that has to do with the older fans like myself who grew up in that era with the physical copies. We demand, I'll talk to the artists and demand, hey, can you put out some hard copies I can buy? Some of them
Right.
will, some of them won't. But they
And
do
some,
become collector's items.
right. And some people have asked me that too. And I said, man, I'm all for it. I actually want to make hard copies and CDs and all that. I really do, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Let me know when you do.
Heck
I'll
yeah.
get some myself. I'll purchase some myself. I will. I
Definitely,
will.
bro.
Now success, the music business has changed because back in the day, it was based on how many CD sales, how many record sales you got. Now that record stores don't really exist, it's on how many people stream your music, how good are you doing on Spotify and so forth.
Right.
So
How
pretty
many
much, you
views you
believe
got
it's going to be the
on
same as it's just going to stay streaming.
that?
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
what would you say? What producer would you say has contributed the most to the rap game? Would you say Dr. Dre or who would you say has?
Um, To be honest, I really don't have a question for that one because I mean, I really don't have an answer for that one because I don't know too many producers in the mainstream business, to be
Right.
honest. I've heard some like DJ Khaled, Dr. Dre, what's that other one? Mike Will made it,
Yeah.
a couple others, but I don't really know them that much or like all their background stories. I know a lot of more underground producers.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you on that. You know, like I said, I'm mostly in stay with the Chicano rap scene because that's just the my genre. But I also like a lot of mainstream stuff, you know, and
Right.
underground other, you know. But now what have you been working on? Tell us about your albums. What can we expect from you in the near future?
All right. Well, what I've been working on is gathering up my team, Goblin Music, and in the works right now, we are going to be working on a GBM album, which it will be called GBM, and it's going to be a Goblin. It's going to be the first Goblin music album that is going to have all my artists on there, all my brothers. All my artists are going to be on this one album, and
Mhm.
I just have big visions for it, man. And it's gonna be full of just hard banging
Okay.
cipher tracks, multiple artists on one song, you know. And
Mhm.
that I'm inspired from that from underground Memphis groups such as Player Posse, Trauma Center Killers, Frazier Click, even 3 6 Mafia. And if you look at a lot of their albums, man, on most of the songs of their group albums, because they have solo albums too, a
Yeah.
lot of
Shout out
those.
to 36.
Shout out to 3 6
Yeah.
and rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She recently passed. Yeah. Rest
If
in
you
peace.
yeah, if you look at a lot of their albums, man, their group ones, like Player Posse, for instance, which is one of my top favorites. Player Posse, man. Not a lot of people know them from Memphis, but it features Blackout, Lil Slim, Lil E, Lil Noid, Lil Coop, a lot of underground, real underground, super underground Memphis artists. And but if you look at a lot of their albums together on the Player Posse albums and not their solos, you will see on a lot of those songs, man, they have a lot of they have more, at least four or more artists to one track, man. And I just really like that aspect. You know, hearing multiple artists on kill one track is just phenomenal to me. I love it.
Yeah. I love it too. I love it too. Well, Ace, it's been great having you back on. It's been a great chat.
It has.
Everybody who's watching, check out Ace the Goblin on Spotify. I will have the link below in the description on this video. Uh, check him out. Stream his music. It's badass. Ace, thank you once again for coming on.
Thank you, my brother, for bringing me on once again, bro.
You're welcome. And
Always.
everybody who's watching, like and subscribe to Dark Sorcery.